Well, let me first say welcome to all of you who are a part of a small group at Community Christian, and thank you for making this transition with us to doing group online while we're in this season of sheltering in place and staying socially distant. I know this is not the ideal way for us to connect with each other, but it's the best thing we've got right now, and I'm so grateful that you guys have been so patient with us and willing to try this technology in order for us to stay connected. Now, I want to talk to you about something that you've probably felt, but maybe you haven't had the words to describe it, or at least maybe not in these terms. You know, when our government authorities announced that we would be sheltering in place for a couple weeks, and then when that order got extended, the truth is we lost some things. We lost the ability to eat in a restaurant, to get together at a friend's house, to come together as a small group. Some of you have even lost the ability to go to work and provide for your family. And I could just go on and on with that list. But when you lose something that you love, there's always grief that comes with that loss. Just like we grieve losing a loved one. I think in a lot of ways, we're all grieving what we've lost in this crisis. And experts have told us that whenever we grieve a loss, we tend to do it in stages. In fact, you may have even heard of the 5 stages of grief. And I want to walk you through those real quick. But before I do, I want you to remember that nobody goes through these stages in the same order. In fact, most of us tend to jump from one to another in some pretty random ways. Some people never even experience some of these stages, and some people experience more than one. There's no right way or no wrong way to grieve. But here are the stages. Denial. And this is where we say to ourselves, this can't be happening to me. In fact, we may even try to ignore what's going on, thinking that if we don't acknowledge it, it'll just go away. We pretend like it doesn't bother us, or that we're not hurting on the inside, or that we don't even like to talk about it, so we just don't mention it. We just rather keep moving forward as if everything's normal. And then there's a stage of anger. And this is where we say, why is this happening to me? This isn't fair. And usually when we're angry, we look around for someone to blame. So we blame the people who aren't following the rules, or we blame our government for not doing enough. If you're like me, I see how this has affected people who are sick and even dying, and it just makes me angry. Or I look around and see how this has affected the people that I love that are closest to me, not just physically, but emotionally. It just makes me mad, and I wish I could fix it, but I can't. And then there's a stage called bargaining, and this is where we sometimes say to God, God, if you'll just fix this, or you'll make things better, then I will do something, Or maybe for you, it feels more like a sense of desperation. I just want to feel better. I just want to get back some of what has been lost, and sometimes that can lead us to act out in ways that maybe we wouldn't have before. And then there's depression. Maybe that's the stage some of you are in right now, where you just feel so sad or overwhelmed by everything that you're just not even sure what to do. And so, mostly, you just don't do anything. And it's easy to despair and to give up when there's nowhere to go, or there's no one to connect with, or when the relationships inside your own home are just strained and hard, or when you just sit and you think about what I could be doing that I can't do, or the people that I'd like to be with, but I can't be with them. And then finally, there's acceptance. And this is when we come to a place where we fully accept that we've lost something, but we're at peace with it. Now, of course, that doesn't mean I'm happy about it, but at least it means I can move forward without letting that loss stand in the way of my pursuit of healthy goals and healthy living. So for this week's group discussion, I'd like you to consider which stage of grief you may be in when it comes to all of this that's been lost in our world recently. Are you in denial, or anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance? And the truth is, you're probably experiencing more than one of these at a time, and that's okay. Share that with your group this week, because I believe just having this conversation will help us navigate what we're experiencing together. Thanks for watching.